Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Continue. We're gonna go with our latest day, which was this one at 11:59. They're gonna go right here. Okay, awesome. Okay, so I don't really remember what happened right before I did this, but apparently, oh yeah, we were interrogating him. Well, not interrogating. We were trading answers. So I asked him a question and he had to answer it, and then he could ask me a question and I had to answer it. That's what happened. Yes, there we go. Dima shook his head. Okay, fine. It's your turn then. Yeah, that's what I thought. He's mouthy. I see that both of them have that in common. Yes, Sasha and Mishka have that in common. They grew up together, and Mishka's in love with Sasha, and Sasha won't admit it, but Sasha is probably also in love with Mishka. So, yes. You said that you didn't send Mishka out on a job, but someone said you're in charge of him. So what's the question? What's the truth? What was he doing that night? He was there because you asked him to be there, Sasha. This is so stressful because I feel like he's gonna have like a kind of moment when he finds out that it's his fault that Mishka got, captured and then beat up and then tortured, and I don't know what he was doing. There was no job. However, he called me earlier that evening. He said he felt like he was being followed. I just scratched my eye. The pain. Oh. So he was acting weird. That wasn't just my imagination. I didn't want to wear these big freaking headphones. I wanted to wear the AirPods because they're so big and... And you didn't do anything. Even after he called you? I had someone sweep the area and we didn't find anyone, so we gave the all clear. That's all I could do. You should have done more. Is he just expendable to you? Sasha's stomach twisted as he said it. Oh, Dima's fingers flexed, nails digging into his palm as he briefly clenched his hand into a fist. Is he going to hit me? His nostrils flared, and he looked away from Sasha. Quietly, he asked his next question. Are you going to sit in this chair or this one? Or the bed?
So sad.
Why?
I lost my brush. I have no memory of where I put the shit.
Your brush?
Yes, I had it before I got in the shower, and now it's gone. It's in the bathroom. It's not in my bag.
Maybe it fell in some clothes. Do you remember who attacked you? Okay, so I can speculate or I can avoid the question. But why evade the question when we're supposed to be telling the truth to each other? So I'm just gonna speculate. I didn't get a good look at anyone. Was it just one person or more? Would I look this bad if it were one person? Yes. Because they're trained. Depends on how well you can fight. Yeah. As I said. Sorry, I'm not a trained assassin. It's interesting. I said all of this stuff and there. I said it and then they said it, so I'm never wrong, really. Was this you?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to know. Okay. So Dima rubbed the back of his neck and a faint smile tugged at the corner of his mouth. I'm not blaming you. I'm saying you don't look like a fighter. It's your question now. That was a weak save, but okay. So he was being followed, and then he went off on his own and got hurt. Hurt badly enough to call me. So then why does... The words tried to form, but instead a heavy feeling sank to the bottom of Sasha's stomach. He turned his gaze away and his shoulders slumped. Dima watched without a word, his expression softening after a few quiet seconds. Sasha. Why does Mishka work here? Why is he involved in all of this? Because the paycheck. I know the checks are good. Ow, my earrings are stabbing me. A long time ago, he needed my help. We decided that we'd help each other, and he's been here ever since. It's not really my place to say more. He wanted to be a trained assassin so he could take out his aggression of you rejecting him over and over. Every time you reject him, he kills somebody. It's your question. Okay. Do you really not remember, or is it that you don't want to talk about it? I'm going to tell the truth. You know why? Because I trust Dima. You have to trust the man in the crop top.
I trust him.
I trust him, so we're going to say we remember.
We shouldn't, but we do.
I almost died that night, and Mishka, I might never see him again. Even saying it made Sasha feel sick. Sasha. I remember, I just don't think I'm ready to talk about it yet.
Alright.
I understand. I apologize if I pushed you too far. And I'm sorry for this whole situation. You should get some rest. Dima grabbed the strap of his duffel bag and set it on his shoulder. What do you mean? I still have questions. And I'm sure you could keep me up all night with them, but we both need a good night's rest if we're going to find Mishka. Yes, we're finding him. We're finding our boyfriend, who is not our boyfriend, but will be our boyfriend if given the chance to make him my boyfriend.
What?
What?
What did you just say?
Nothing.
You said a bunch of nothing.
I said a bunch of words that all meant the same thing. If you didn't get that, that's your fault. So what are you planning to do? How can we get Mishka back? How much longer until we do something? Sasha reached out and grabbed Dima's arm. His heart hammered away in his ears and his head felt foggy. Too foggy. Sasha? Uh-oh, does he have a fever? Wait, what's happening? Oh yeah, he passed out. Sasha, can you hear me? That's embarrassing. I like how it's come down to the fact that we'll name like the most normal things happening and call it embarrassing. Because it's like, it's really mundane, but imagine fainting in front of people. That's embarrassing.
Very,
Imagine getting hit by a car.
very embarrassing.
And then imagine you're not even that hurt. You don't have to go to the hospital. So you just gotta get up. You gotta walk.
Limp away. You need to go to a hospital. No, don't.
That's so awkward.
I didn't get hit by a car and fly you across the street. No, this is so embarrassing.
Yeah, that sounds horrible. Okay, Dima's voice sounded so far away. Sasha's eyes slowly fluttered open. He grimaced as light flooded in and he stirred awake. What the hell? Dima's arm was wrapped around Sasha's back, keeping him upright. His other hand pressed to Sasha's neck, feeling for a pulse.
Wow, is this a moment?
I can't really tuck my hair, so I'm just like tucking the headphones. That's what I'm saying. Is this a moment? Is this our future? Hey, why are you... How much have you eaten since you've been here? A little bit of soup. It's been like 3 days. Dima was so close. His cologne is so subtle. Why are you talking about his cologne like you don't already have a man waiting for you who's being beat up?
Right.
But on that same note, I really like Dima, so like...
Yeah.
We're
I
just
see why.
yeah.
Like,
I think you and me are
like
the
how
problem.
dare you?
Right?
At the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah. Like don't cheat on Mishka, but it's acceptable because it's Dima. But also don't cheat on him. But Dima, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I hate these freaking headphones. My ears hurt because my earrings are stabbing me. Sasha blinked in surprise and pressed his hands against Dima's chest, leaning his head back. Just trying to picture that real quick. I'm fine. I ate a little bit this morning. Clearly not enough. You passed out. I'll call the clinic. I don't need all that. I'll just order something up to my room. It's fine. To further prove how fine he was, he tried to stand. Tried to, anyway. That's embarrassing. His legs still felt like jelly, but he was already feeling his energy return. Just help me up. I was gonna say something, but then I let it get too far along, and now I don't remember what I was gonna say. It was probably something about how Sasha's being an idiot and he should just accept the help. Because it's not that serious, but...
Yeah, I hate when people do that shit.
I'm like, what do you mean you're fine? You just collapsed. Everything shut down for a second. I think you need help. Anyway, Sasha clumsily gripped Dima's arm, helping himself back onto his feet. Dima didn't let go until Sasha was standing. Sasha, I really recommend you... I'm fine. See? Sasha took only one step before he faltered and grabbed Dima again.
That's hilarious.
Like, aren't you more embarrassed about the fact that you're trying to say you're fine and then you're failing at
And
being
you're
fine?
obviously not fine.
I feel like that's more embarrassing than just being like, yeah, I need to go to the clinic. Situation with getting hit by the car. I don't need those. Hypocrites. Hypocrites. Hypocrites, apparently. Ah! Okay. Don't say anything. I wasn't going to. Imagine. Mishka comes back and he sees his boss and his best friend who's in love with together. And he's just like, oh. So it's like that. He just goes back to getting tortured. He's like, I can't stand it. Because I'd be so offended. Though.
Yeah, he'd be like, literal torture is better than this. And I agree. Because I would be so hurt.
Right, because why is the man who is your boss in a relationship with the man you're in love with? Why is that? That's not allowed.
Diva is not showing any interest.
He really isn't. We're just simping and he doesn't care. So Sasha pushed away from Dima and started toward the door, skin completely flushed and hot. Dima called out after him with a smile. Go to the clinic. I'm fine. His voice echoed into the hallway as Sasha left the gym and turned the corner. What a brat. But like he smiles so softly when he thinks about us. So clearly he has to be in love with us, right? Yeah.
I mean, that's his nickname for why not?
Yeah, he's literally in love with us and he couldn't live without us, actually. When Dima entered his apartment, he took off his shoes and let his bag fall to the ground. A few careful steps carried him to the bench placed against the foyer wall. I will never know if I'm supposed to say foyer or foyer. I don't know. Dima sat down and pressed a button on the side of his prosthetic leg. Oh. I didn't know. I couldn't tell from his standing one. A low hiss filled the room. Pressurized air escaped the device, loosening its hold and allowing him to remove it. A more comfortable replacement lay propped against the bench. He reached over and grabbed it. But instead of immediately fitting it over his thigh, Dima sat there for a moment with his hand resting on the firm surface. Are you thinking about your decisions and how your friend Mishka is in enemy territory? He sighed and closed his eyes. Is he just expendable to you? Dima felt an ache in his chest as Sasha's words replayed in his mind. He leaned back against the wall. Are you in love with Mishka? We can't have a triangle thing going on. Yeah. We can't have that. Because that means there's a chance that I end up with no one. I refuse. Me first. Me.
No.
That's not true. I'm not like him. Like who? I'm not like him. Like who? Oh, like him.
Roman!
Oh, so you guys both. So you guys used to be in a group together, because this is the bad guy. This is the leader of the bad guys, and now he's the leader of the good guys. How could you leave him behind? He risked his life for you. That's his job. He knew what he was getting into. There was time. He was still a person. How could you leave him there? There was still time. Since when did you care about them? They're only here to make sure we survive so that we can keep this city afloat. They're people, not pawns. The plan always comes first, Dimitri. Oh, Dimitri. We're changing Sobina for the better. Compared to that, they are expendable. Ooh. No one is. Should I be worried you'll leave me to die? As long as it's for the plan, right? Yes.
Damn.
Yes. I was trying to decide if the ringing is the ringing coming from the game, or is that just my ears failing me? I don't know. And I'll never know if it was my ears ringing or the game. I'm never gonna find out. Dima lifted his hands to rub his face. How could I let things get this bad? Oh, he's crying. That's unfortunate. Sasha, come to the 4th floor after you eat. I need help, please. Okay. Okay, I'll be up in a bit. Yes. Yay! I'll see you soon. If I don't get lost again. Huh?
I'm doing any and everything except for get some rest.
He's gonna eat. We're gonna eat some food. I wish I was eating some food. You know what? I wish I was eating sushi. I haven't had sushi in so long. I haven't had sushi since March 17th. I know exactly what day was the last day I had sushi. It's really sad, actually. So Sasha stared down at the message, eyes blurry, and yawned. Sasha, go take a nap. Sasha scratched his head as he walked down the now all too familiar hallway. His sneakers gave the odd squeak against the tiled floor. He was too tired to lift his feet much. He's lucky I couldn't go back to sleep. It's way too early. Savory aromas permeated the hall as Sasha drew closer to the cafeteria. Right as he entered, someone came rushing toward him. Jonas, why do you keep coming back? Excuse me, I gotta run by you, Sasha. Sasha stepped to the side to avoid the man who almost spilled his coffee. Careful. No time. Jonas beamed with excitement. I got a field assignment. No more petty intel work. Oh, is he gonna die? I'm glad you love your job so much. I feel like he's gonna die. He's never gonna come back. Sasha tilted his head as he watched Jonas idle in front of him, unable to stand still. You didn't get a notification that I was on? I'm sorry. I don't have control over that, but I hope it gets fixed next time. I'm sorry. You say growls? Stop it. Get some help. Can't relate. The job's okay. I'm more psyched that Dima finally realized he's been sleeping on all this talent. Jonah's coffee spilled over the edge of his cup as he motioned to himself.
Oh.
Oh well. Anyway, gotta bounce. Later, Sasha. Okay, bye. Like a blur, Jonas waved and hightailed it out of there, leaving Sasha with an absent look on his face. He is going to die. I do not believe Sasha is going to survive. Why are you eating that? Please don't eat that.
No, it's not.
Huh?
It's not.
It's not good? Yeah, no. Why'd you try to eat it?
Because I'm hungry.
There's other food. You should not eat that. It's like poison.
Well.
Okay, Juliet. Sasha could help us smile a little bit. Oh, did he always have a black eye? Is that? What a weird guy. Oh, he does. I just can't tell when his eyes are open like that. After confiscating a cinnamon raisin swirl bagel jelly and a can of soda, Sasha headed out of the cafeteria and started the elevators. Cinnamon raisin swirl bagel? Raisins don't belong in bagels. Raisins shouldn't really exist, in my personal opinion. Like, they're not bad. I've eaten them.
They are bad. They're bad. They're definitely bad. I don't recommend.
You don't recommend. She does not condone the eating of raisins. I just don't think they should exist. There's nothing wrong with them, per se, in my opinion, not her opinion. It's Cinco de Mayo. It's May 5th. Anyway, so, raisins are just...
Depressing.
Depressing. They're just, a weird thing. Like, why are we eating old grapes?
Yeah.
Why are we eating saggy, wrinkly grapes?
Why are we eating grapes' grandparents? It doesn't make sense.
Okay, once the doors opened, he stepped in and pressed the 4th floor. Ding! The elevator shook to a stop. When the heavy doors opened, Sasha was hit with the familiar smell of flowers and plant life. Sasha surveyed the area as he stepped down. The room was busier than the last time he was here since it was no longer lunch hour. Several people with lab coats huddled over machinery that Sasha wouldn't be able to recognize even if he had aced chemistry. If Pavel was here, he would have surely heard him by now. Pav? Nothing. Sasha pursed his lips as he began searching for the purple-haired man. I'd be mad if somebody called me and then I can't find him.
Alright.
Because what are you doing? Okay, don't say anything, but look at this.
Ew.
That hurt.
What did you do?
I don't know. Ugh. I don't know how I did that. Okay. Are you looking for Pavel? He should be in the greenhouse. Oh, thanks. Do I seriously look that helpless?
Yes.
Jeez.
Bruises and all.
Bruises and all. Band-aids and all. Sasha shoved the rest of his bagel in his mouth and brushed the crumbs off on his pants. Sasha pushed on the greenhouse door the employee had pointed to. It didn't open. He pushed again with more force and the door gave way, causing Sasha to almost fall. He cursed under his breath. That's embarrassing. Damn, fix your door. His eyes widened at the sight of the immaculate plant nursery, a tall, frosted glass ceiling illuminated an indoor jungle. It sounds pretty. Is this a greenhouse or an entire rainforest? A rainforest, they're rich.
Hello?
Sasha, over here. A familiar face with a wide smile popped out from behind a large plant before disappearing back underneath the foliage. Ooh. Why does he always wear that robe?
That's his favorite.
This is his favorite? He's rich. He can change his clothes. He just washes the same clothes every day at the end of the day, so he can watch the same thing, wear the same thing the next day. I want to do that one day. I want to just live the anime character life and just wear the same outfit every day. And then when, like, once a couple episodes change, a new arc, I wear new clothes.
You're done. You're done.
Sasha stuffed his hands in his pockets and made his way over. Pavel was wearing a purple apron and a pair of light purple gloves, a spray bottle clutched in his hand. He was misting the plants with water, his expression focused. Did you sleep well? How are you feeling today? Pavel chimed over his shoulder as he gently caressed the leaf of the specimen, spraying it liberally, just caressing the leaf. Like that. She thinks I'm weird. Tired and sore, no thanks to Dima.
Oh.
Oh.
I said the same thing.
I wish you could have heard the way he said it. Okay. Pavel lifted an accusatory eyebrow, twisting his face into a wicked grin. Is that so? No, not like that. I was in the gym yesterday and he tripped me. Don't make it weird. Pavel laughed and sprayed a few more plants. A likely story. I'm sure he can flip you all kinds of ways, Sasha. Why did you call me up here? Oh, right. Bring me the bag of plant food and soil over there on the left. Lift with your knees.
Seriously?
What is this? Some sort of heavy lifting training exercise? Sasha went over to grab the bags Pavel had pointed to in spite of his complaints. So, plants need food? Is it their breakfast hour? Sasha, morning was like 10 hours ago. Also, what are you saying? Yes, plants need food, you dummy. This is more like second lunch. So is it like 5 o'clock? 6 o'clock, maybe? Don't they just need water and dirt and stuff? I read that out of order, but it's okay. Sasha shuffled over with the heavy bags and plopped them down on the wheeled cart next to Pavel. Popping up onto his feet from a crouch, Pavel nudged Sasha aside with his shoulder. He grabbed the top of the bag and tore off the plastic, keeping it sealed. Plants need way more than just dirt and water. What if someone gave you just dirt and water?
Well, humans require a lot more than dirt and water.
Yeah. He turned his head up towards his taller friend and raised both brows. Since when are we friends? I guess that'd be cool if all I did was sit in the ground all day. Spoken like a true lazy person. I'd throw you out of the window if I wasn't totally in love with you. Oh.
Aren't you in love with your bodyguard?
Yeah, no, I think it was like a jokingly, I'm totally in love with you.
Oh.
Yes. And then if it isn't...
Oh.
Pavel batted his eyelashes at Sasha before he dug his hand into a toolbox nearby, brandishing a tiny shovel. He shoved it into Sasha's hands. Plants need nurturing, monitoring, tending, watering, and feeding, sure, but you've also got to make sure every choice you make for the well-being of the plant is beneficial. Okay, learning a lot about these plants. Frog King! Welcome to the stream. Nothing has happened yet, really. But we are taking care of plants. Yeah, we're just taking care of plants. Apparently, we're learning how to take proper care of plants. I keep saying it, but that's literally... Do you want an Oreo? Do you want some Sour Patch Kids? I know that these are like so... But there's the lip. If not, you've got to adjust or make changes or problem solve. Plants are a lot like us, you know. Are they? Plants watch TV. Plants pay taxes. Plants have boyfriends. Sasha wasn't sure how to answer. If I'm like a plant, then I'm probably withered by now. Wow. Emo. Anyway, where should I put this dirt? Pavel raised his hand and motioned toward a tray of dying plants with a gentle smile. Start digging tiny holes in a row, and we'll put the cartons in one by one. But only do the holes for now. You can dig a hole, right? Yeah, to put myself in.
Oh.
Yeah, it's getting back out that I need to work on. Oh. He's good at digging himself holes. Sasha, that's deeper than the hole you should be digging. That's mean. Sasha rotated the tiny shovel in his hand. He'd never seen one this small before. That's what she said.
You're done.
He chuckled quietly to himself and crouched down near the dirt. Digging the small holes made him feel like he was back in grade school playing in the dirt and pretending to bury treasure or plant flowers with his class. So, it took you back to your childhood. Woo.
Woot woot.
Back to you. Woot woot. Back to his innocence. Pavel leaned over, hovering near Sasha's shoulder to watch him. Oh yeah, good hole. Keep going. Are you grading me? Go feed plants or something. I am. You stick to your holes. Sasha laughed as he continued shoveling the soil. He glanced over at the flowers on the tray. Hey, aren't these flowers dead? You might just be better off tossing them. Plants are more resilient than we give them credit for. Even a withered flower can bloom again. Oh, are you saying that Sasha has a chance to go from withered to blossoming? Well, he'll be blossoming when he either gets with Mishka or Dima. Blossom. Sometimes I just need fresh soil and a new environment. I'm learning so much about plants that I didn't care about.